All right, Craig, in the kitchen this morning with Chef Vincent from the Pritikin Center. Good morning, sir.
How you doing, Ben?
All right, good to see you again.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. So what are we making?
All right, today what we're going to be making is we have some seared salmon and a little bit of sautéed onions, mushrooms. We put a little bit of balsamic and spinach in there as well. So first thing I'm going to do is put my onion. Well, first they're going to do a little bit of cooking spray in the pan. Just a little half a second spray. You really don't need too much. At Pritikin, we'll tell you, we don't use any oil at all. So a little bit of cooking spray is all you're going to need.
That's all you need.
That's all you need. And they say, oh, I just put in there just a half a second spray. That's all you really ever need.
Okay.
So this other pan I have nice and
hot.
hot.
You can flip over here.
Alrighty. Now I have the salmon. This is a little bit larger than what we serve here at Pritikin. This is about maybe about double the serving at Pritikin. So we'll turn that up a little bit to get a nice quick sear on there. And real quick, just stir this up.
So does it make a difference that it's so big and how you're going to cook it? Will it take longer?
It's going to take a little bit longer.
Okay.
You know, what we're going to cook today is actually, I'm going to show you a nice little trick you can do when you're cooking fish or really anything, especially chicken and fish. It works really good for. Take a little bit of lemon. Here I have a microplane. This is basically a newer zester. It's much easier than your traditional zester where you go in the lemon like this and it gives you a thick rind. You have to chop it up.
Right.
This here, let's give a little lemon zest like this.
Oh, that's interesting.
What I want to do with this is I'm going to mix this with a little lemon juice, white wine, and some water. And then once that salmon is ready to be flipped over, which I'm going to put it up a little bit more so it cooks a little faster, I'm going to actually put this in there and cover it right away. That's going to steam the fish and then actually infuse it with that nice flavor of the white wine, the lemon, and everything else.
What kind of salmon are you using?
This is a wild salmon, and much better quality than farm-raised salmon. You know, sometimes you have to take what you can get,
right.
But if you can get the wild salmon, I always recommend getting wild.
So that's the good stuff.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So now, what now, Chef?
All right. So I put a little bit of lemon, and when you do it lemons, always put the cut side up. Squeeze the lemon like this. All the seeds will stay in there.
Do you need to do this?
Just about one lemon. You know, you can use two if you like. If you like a lot of lemon flavor, put a little bit more. This here is some white wine.
Okay. You have a minute, Chef.
All right. So just a little white wine right there. And also just a little bit of water. So when that's ready to be flipped over, we'll add that in there, and then just cover it real quick, and it'll steam inside there.
Okay, now from a Pritikin standpoint, health-wise, that's what you're going for here, first and foremost.
Exactly. We don't use any salt here. I actually, just to mention, I season this salmon with our Pritikin all-purpose seasoning. This here is just a mixture of onion, garlic powder, paprika, coriander, chili powder, and oregano. It has
30
no
seconds,
salt.
Chef. So
okay,
what do you do, real
so
quick?
let this sit just a little bit more. You can see right on the edges there. If the salmon isn't, the color of the salmon doesn't come up on the halfway up the sides, that's when we know it's almost ready to be flipped over. So let that get a little more color to it.
And you'll just add that on there, and away we go, right?
Yeah, you put a little bit of garlic right here. Then you put a little bit of spinach at the end. You let this onion and mushroom get a little more brown.
Okay, we gotta call it there, Chef. What do you have coming up next hour?
All right, we have a little bit of desserts. There's a Mary Berry Parfait and a ginger banana yogurt. It's very, very good.
Sounds great. All right, Chef,
excellent.
We appreciate it. We're gonna dig in, try it out here in the next couple minutes.
This is what it looks like
Oh,
at the
there's
end.
the final product. Oh, want to show you that. There you go.
And we'll serve this with a little fruit sauce. So this is a fruit mango and papaya sauce.
We'll be back in a moment.
Excellent.
In the kitchen this morning with Chef Vincent from the Pritikin Center. Good morning, sir.
How you doing, sir?
What is the Pritikin Center?
Pritikin is a Pritikin Longevity Center. We have guests come there and maybe just simply want to eat healthier or maybe have some health concerns. Maybe have high blood pressure or diabetes. And people come there who are on blood pressure medicine or on heart disease and are actually off their medication when they leave here. Sometimes, not all the time, but if you're a little far along, it might take a little longer to get off.
So you're talking health, but you're making dessert. Why is this dessert different than most?
Well, dessert we're going to do is here today, we actually have a little bit of fat-free sour cream as opposed to regular sour cream. What we're going to do, we're going to sweeten this with a little bit of Splenda as opposed to sugar and a little bit of vanilla extract. So that's it. 3 things go in this sour cream. And what we're going to do, we're going to layer this together. We call this our Mary Berry Parfait. Mary part being the mango and the berry part being the raspberry and blueberry. So what I'm going to do, I put these right on the stove top right here. I'm going to put a little Splenda, the blueberry, a little bit of Splenda in my
If I
fat-free sour
wanted to
cream.
cheat with one of these ingredients, which one could I cheat with? Is it the Splenda? Could I use the real?
I mean,
what can I do?
Well, fat-free sour cream, it has not as a strong flavor as regular sour cream, so it's better to use fat-free because it actually gets a little bit more of a better flavor. It doesn't taste so rich like the regular sour cream. It takes on these flavors a little bit better. And Splenda, it tastes and measures cup for cup with sugar. So if you're not really used to using Splenda, you simply use the Splenda the same as you would sugar. It measures the same cup for cup in variety there. So I put a little Splenda in here, I put just a tad bit more, a little bit of vanilla, And we're just going to mix this up. Now, if you look right here, I have all these fruits already cooked down. That's what I'm starting right here. I have raspberry, blueberry, and mango. Excuse me, sir. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of apple juice right here.
Right.
This is actually concentrated apple juice, all natural, unsweetened concentrated apple juice. And you can buy that in the freezer section. And if you're ever going to look for that, make sure it's actually still kind of liquidy or maybe a little slushy. But pure apple juice concentrate, all natural and unsweetened, shouldn't actually be frozen hard as a rock. So that's one way to tell. And just simply look at the back. It should just say concentrated apple juice.
Do I have to use fresh fruit?
No, you can actually use frozen. This mango, believe it or not, it's actually frozen, diced up mango. You can buy this actually in the grocery store, already ready to go. And but just a little bit of, so with the mango, put a little bit of apple juice and water. Just put a little bit of water in the berries. But going back to this, yeah, I mean, you can buy frozen mango, frozen blueberries, raspberry. This is actually fresh, but you can also buy frozen of these as well. And it's better to use frozen because, for one, you're going to cook it down. And who wants to dice up a bunch of fresh mangoes just to
who wants to go through that trouble?
Yeah, and sometimes when you buy fresh mango, you know, down here in Florida, you can get it usually pretty ripe, but sometimes they're not always ripe, and then you have to, you know, there's a little bit of waste. So with this, there's no waste. It's simply right just like that.
All right, Chef, you're running out of time in about 30 seconds.
Okay, so just put a little bit of cinnamon there, and just let these cook down. This is what it looks like at the end. So real quick, we're going to go ahead and just layer these together. So first, I'll put my raspberry in the bottom, and then I'll put a little bit of this. Oops, excuse me. Put a little bit of this sweet and sour cream. We sweeten this with the vanilla and the Splenda. Put that right in the middle here.
Right.
If you don't like Splenda, you can also use yogurt if you like. You know, yogurt will give you a little more of a tangier flavor, but also just as good to sweeten it with that.
Very quickly, Chef.
And a little bit of blueberry here. And another dessert we have here is actually have a banana ginger parfait. And basically what that is just ripe bananas we slice very thin. And that's it right there.
Beautiful.
Maybe put a little too much there.
That's the finished product, right?
That's the finished product. You know, nice, colorful, and it's a real nice thing to use. And you can actually freeze the sour cream if you like, and that'll actually give you a little better, a little more of a different texture.
Chef Vincent, looks great, smells great. Thank you so much for joining us on Good Morning South Florida.
Hey, thank you, Sarah. Appreciate
it. All right,
Thank you.
We're back in a moment.